Hi, I'm Frank Friends.
Sabrina Friends.
Yes.
And today we will be answering some questions people have about interracial relationships and or marriages.
Yeah, basically.
So, the first question we have is from Alasia, and she asked, how did y'all's parents react to you guys being together?
You.
Okay, so my mom was cool with it. Well, here's a little backstory. So Frank and I have quite a bit of age difference. He's 11 years older than me, but we met when I was of legal age, so it wasn't anything weird.
No creepy stuff.
Yeah, no creepy stuff. But my mom was okay with it. She was, my dad is 7 years older than my mom, so she likes older men as well. She used to date even older men than that. So she already understood and kind of already expected me to go that same route.
You got it from your mama.
Yeah. My dad, not so much. He wasn't that excited about it at all, actually. Quite the opposite. But, as years went by and everything, he eventually came around to it, and now we're all good.
Years.
Yeah. Years. But it was worth it. It was for character growth and whatnot.
Right. Basically, he had to learn to love me and accept me because he didn't want to get to know me at all.
Yeah. It wasn't because he was white or anything. It's just because his age. He was just extra cautious. I'm the youngest by 10 years. My brother's 10 years older than me. I'm the only girl. So my dad is extra protective over like any aspect of my life. So it was to be expected.
And being a father myself, I had to explain that to her because she's like, he doesn't get it. And I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like,
yeah.
Let him chill. It'll happen.
Yeah,
I'm good people. He's good people. So he'll get it when it happens.
And it did.
Yeah, he got there.
Your parents?
My parents really didn't have a say-so in the matter.
Yeah, he's an adult.
Like you wasn't.
I mean, I was, but like a younger adult, so it was like.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, they have no say-so in what I do, so
yeah.
they haven't for years, so it didn't really matter, and they always knew that, so it's okay. And of course, don't worry, she does that all
keeping that in the video because that's authentically me.
Yeah, you do it all the time.
Okay.
All kinds of things get seeped in there.
It's like seeping through slowly. It's like. All right.
And let's see.
Next question. Here, want to read it?
Winona?
Yep.
What's more important in a relationship and why? Communication or honesty and trust? I'm going to say honesty and trust for the simple fact that if you trust what your partner's saying and you're both honest about everything up front, that's already great grounds for building something based upon communication.
That's true. That's a good point. I was going to say communication, but you bring a good point up. But, well, I'll just argue communication anyways, just to have both of them in there. But communication is very much a key to any relationship, whether that be romantic, friendly, or familial. Because at the end of the day, people will not know how to help you or do anything if you do not communicate you have a problem. Or even if it's something good. If something good is happening, people will not know unless you tell them that you like what's going on. Otherwise, they're not going to know how to keep going to make you happy.
Yeah, no. With that, guys, just the best advice I can give you, especially like being married and being together a long time now.
Yeah.
long time. Set everything on the table. Put all your cards on the table. Tell them who you are, what you expect out of what you want to build, where this is going in the future. Because even if it starts off as something simple, it could always grow into something more. And if not, neither one of you invest too much emotional time into something that's not happening.
Yep. So you already know from the beginning.
Yeah, I would
what
set
it
it
could be,
way.
what it might be, what it is.
What it is, girl.
Yeah. Okay, you good.
Just B. Shout out to Just B. He said, how does a person deal with an insecure partner if the partner never admits his or her insecurities? You need to understand the insecurities, I would think, and probably where they come from.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, I understand the root. but that requires a person that is insecure to understand the root. So
yeah, and understand.
You gotta be honest with yourself.
Yeah, understand a lot of times when you have insecurities in a relationship, you don't have insecurities in that relationship. You have insecurities you've brought from past relationships into this one. This one's too new. There's nothing to be insecure about it. You're insecure on what your history has been. So recognize that, know your faults and what makes you insecure. And like the prior question, go back to communication and honesty. Hey, I'm insecure. My ex cheated on me, so you can't have a passcode on your phone. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like grounds that you both know where the other person's coming from. Our relationship's kind of weird because we don't really have insecurities.
Yeah. We're both pretty secure within ourselves to begin with. Like me, I didn't have any like real relationship prior to this, so I had nothing bad to have,
scar you.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, okay, well, and I'm already a very confident person on my own, which was, I don't know.
Good key.
I feel like that just eliminates all my potential insecurities anyways, because I already know me as a whole and the package. So it's not like I have anything to lose, really.
Yeah. Like if you ain't with me and have the opportunity to be with me, you lose it.
That. Like we both feel the same way.
Yeah.
You can call it arrogant if you want or cocky, but it is what it is. We know who we are, what we bring to the table. So
yeah, but if you're gonna be like that, at least actually bring something.
Yeah,
to the
don't just be
table,
saying
though.
stuff. Like you have to actually know it and believe it. You can't just say it and then expect people to just go with that, because they're gonna find out it's not that at all.
And I guess on how to deal with it. Get it out front, like I said, prior communication, be honest about it, communicate. But if you can't deal with it, you need to end it. Stop investing each other's time and emotion into something that's not going to work and just going to scar both of you further.
Yes, I've witnessed that with people I know, friends and stuff. You can't just keep bringing this stuff up. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, you're going to have to get over it, whatever hurt you previously, in order to grow in any future relationships. No matter what, if you don't grow past that, you're going to keep bringing it along with you like baggage and just damage every relationship ever after. You have to heal on your own, not expect somebody else to heal you, and go from there.
Yeah.
Chris, one of your football guys.
What's up, Chris?
Asked, how do you approach crucial conversations? Wish he would have given an example of a crucial conversation, but I think he means like conversations involving like the world or something.
I would say he's just talking about like differences in it, like probably political,
that's what I mean,
spiritual,
like things that would like have potentially like a different outlook based on race, if that was a thing. Like, what's the black point of view, or black woman point of view of this? Like, for instance, what's happening right now in the world.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
I don't think we'll get into that. But with us, is the only way we could really talk about it, because everybody else is different. But with us, we just talk about it for what it is. Like, we bring facts into it.
Yeah, there's no emotion in our conversations.
Hate talking to Frank because he's always about facts and whatnot. And me, I'm actually an empath, like as deep as you can believe, like empath. I feel on a very deep level. Everybody's feeling, and it's actually really almost it's almost a character flaw, because it's like sometimes I just feel so deeply I have to remove myself from situations, because it's just like I don't even want to hear it. So for instance, what's going on now in the world, like I'm not over here trying to have debates with people about this and that. Like, I don't even want to watch videos of people getting murdered and stuff. That doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't make me feel any kind of way other than sad for them and the people that had to see that in their families and whatnot. So but when it comes to actually conversating about things that happen, current events and whatnot, like I said, we just go based on the facts, and we talk about it like that, and we talk about how we could avoid being in those situations. And that's about it.
Yeah, the best way for me with critical conversations, no matter what they are, whether they're in your relationship, you need to 100% honest with it. Take your emotions out of it. Because your emotions are never going to benefit you in building anything. They don't benefit you in decisions you make daily. I mean, one stupid emotional decision can cost you the rest of your life in prison.
Very true.
Or
just,
or maybe you messed with the wrong person and now they've killed you over an emotional decision that you both made.
Yeah, like it.
Yeah, be
like
logical. Be logical. Bring some stats and facts to it. Talk about what the situation is. Don't sugarcoat it, and don't play games with each other. Like, hey, this bothers me. This is why. Blah blah blah. Can you see it from my point of view? And then you can basically be like, well, here's the facts of that, and now do you see that point of view? Right. And if somebody can't get over facts and they want to just keep responding emotionally, I don't think the conversation is beneficial to either party having, and it might be something you just either need to cut ties with or cut ties with that person.
Yeah. It's perfectly fine to disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, dang, or just revisit the conversation later when you're not so high on emotion, which is what I think a lot of people can benefit from, like today, yesterday, all those days before. So,
and in the future.
Yeah, so for example, we look at things like police brutality and stuff like that, cases of that. It's not a good idea to just go ahead and see the first clip of it on whatever news outlet you're going to see it, especially on social media. Don't even do that. That's not a news outlet, okay? The Shade Room, not a news outlet. Things like Complex, not a news outlet. That's just, they're literally online magazines. That's it. That's not a news source, you know? A news source would be something that's not biased, that's not dedicated to one specific group.
That's a problem. None of them are not.
And none of them are at this point. Like, it's just all... It's a whole nother problem. But it's not a good idea to take that first glance at it, get upset, and then immediately talk to somebody about it. You should just take it in if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
If you're going to choose to consume it, which I choose not to, for... I don't know. I feel like the best reason ever, because I don't want to be brought down like to that level of sadness. If I wanted to be sad, I could literally do anything else to make me sad. I don't want to see somebody getting killed.
The life of an empath.
Yeah. Like, I'm good. But if you choose to digest that stuff, then take it in. Do some research on your own for whatever information that's out there at that time. Usually it's not a lot of information the first time it comes up. You need to wait a couple weeks for things to come in. And for, like, for instance, autopsies, just general eyewitness accounts, police accounts. You need to take everybody's accounts into account. You can't just listen to one side of it either.
Well, I would just basically say it like this. Everybody watching this or that's going to see this, you've been accused of some shit you didn't do.
Yeah.
Very simple. Or maybe you did it and it wasn't what they said. You know, maybe you did step on that person's shoe or something and you said, excuse me, but they didn't hear it. But you didn't go over there and, like, you know, clown walk all over their shoe and stomp on them and then call them all kinds of names. Yeah. But that's the story. That's the story they're going to go tell somebody.
Because it's sensationalized. It's something that gets people to talk, and that's what they want. But the thing is, you should not start doing that immediately, because all it's going to do is just create emotion versus emotion fighting instead of an actual conversation about what we could do to change that in the future.
Yeah.
And what we can do to, I don't know, overcome it as a whole.
Well, my big thing is like once you start having those conversations with people and you show me that you don't have anything based in facts or logic and you're completely emotional, I'll never accept your opinion or help in anything else from that point further, because I know that even after being presented with facts and data, you still emotionally choose to respond a specific way that lets me know you're a dishonest human being. Right. So I can't deal with you.
And it's not to say emotions are bad, because we all have them and we all should show them. But you have to know when to withhold and, you know, actually put those back for a second and talk about what's real. Like, we all feel something about everything, but we don't need to share it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, dang, if we all went to court and talked about how we didn't like this and that, nothing would ever get done. No legislation would ever be passed, because we just be talking about how we feel about things all day. What needs to be done to fix the problem? Okay, because you saying you hurt me doesn't really fix anything. So.
And speaking of court and things like that, I deal a lot with court and everything like that. And I'm going to tell you right now, the same with dealing with police. I've dealt with police a lot. I've had issues with them. I've been in handcuffs. I've been hit with a baton. You know what I mean? I've been covered in another person's blood and handcuffed and asked to have pictures taken of me when I was a minor. That's just illegal. But, you know, I've had my issues with the police. don't hold court in the middle of the street with the police.
Yeah.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're too emotional. Deal with it. Accept it. Get a badge number. Get a name. Get an event number. Get the camera. Then go forward with holding court.
That's what we need to do as citizens that are going to choose to become bystanders. You guys need to be doing your part in getting the information of people involved.
Don't feel it. Don't get all up in somebody's face.
Well, yeah, but don't be doing. I mean, like, stop. Somebody
record it. Record everything.
Like, somebody needs to record the incident, of course, but also after the fact, you need to record who was all involved. Not just be like, some police did that, but who exactly?
Yeah.
And where? Like, first of all, can you guys please start submitting recordings before the shit?
Oh God! Stop with the snippets.
Can we stop with the snippets?
Jesus.
Okay. Anyways, this is off topic.
No, that was pretty on topic. Very crucial conversation.
Yeah. Religion and stuff. We're not religious anyways, but we're both very spiritual. Me,
very much
definitely.
spiritual. I'm actually an ordained minister, but I believe in spirituality over religion.
You've done a lot of religious studies.
And I've studied a lot of religion for a long, long time.
Me, on the other hand, not so much. I do believe in God, and I feel like that's enough.
You like Sunday choir service. That's what you like.
I like the music, but I don't like having to sit through sermons and whatnot. I'm not interested in what you have to think about what is being written right on a piece of paper, but... Again, another conversation.
So, my boy Logan, shout out Logan, said, does it help having a black stepmom for your interracial child? Well, we call her a step-up mom because she chose to step up into a role that she was not given right away. She made that choice. And she's known my daughter since she was a year and a couple months.
Yeah.
Maybe before a year. Year and a half. Yeah, about a year and a half. So my daughter's known her whole life, so it's our daughter, and she is officially adopted. So she will be changing her last name to Friends as well, which will be our entire family's name, and it's a dynasty that we will build upon. I think it helps more or less for society more than it helps my daughter, because my daughter was already well adjusted with me. You know what I mean? Just basically having me around because the mom was off and on here sometimes, but with Sabrina stepping up the way she did, it gave my daughter a positive role model. It gave her something to look up to.
That's what he means in the question. So yeah, that's what the question is asking.
Okay, so
having a black stepmom, not having.
I don't know. I don't know if you being black is what helps. I think you being the person you are is what helps.
I think being black does help because, in this instance, because the kid is half black, and she's not like leaning where she could pass as white in any way, shape, or form. So she's definitely African American. Like, if anything, she could pass as just African American, Yeah. But I think it matters because of the way I present myself. So Frank always tells her, he's been telling her since the very beginning that I am super smart. Like, graduated high school with a 4.3, went to college, graduated. 3.5 years, got it done. So, and then got very good jobs after the fact. And
until COVID.
Right. Until COVID. But he basically showed her that I'm very hardworking, all this and that. That it is possible to do that. Like, people, you need to see people around you being successful in order to become successful. It's going to be harder to come from seeing nothingness happening around you to becoming successful. Is going to make all the obstacles seem even harder. So it is important that I am the way I am in front of her, especially when it comes to straight up appearance too. So normally my hair is natural. This is as straight as it can get. But right now, usually my hair is natural. Like, I have 4C hair. My hair is usually up in a poof, so it's always natural and curly. She also always wears her hair natural and curly for that exact reason. She needs to be comfortable with being natural in every aspect of her life, being her authentic self, not wearing makeup all the time. Yeah. Really ever. I don't really ever wear makeup either.
18 when she moves out, maybe. Yeah.
I don't wear makeup unless it's a special occasion or unless I'm like doing a modeling gig or something. Like, and I absolutely have to. I don't really like wearing makeup. I like doing it. I don't like wearing it. So that I wear my hair natural as much as I can, which is literally 99% of the time, except for today. So
I mean, this is pretty natural.
And it's still my own hair, so it's still natural. I don't like wearing wigs or weaves or something like that.
Or relaxer.
I definitely don't do no relaxers. I haven't done relaxers in like almost 10 years now. I think actually 10 years. So, and I grew my hair from a pressed state to a natural state without doing a big chop and all of that. It's a completely natural transition. But I have a natural body. I'm naturally thick. I work out. She sees me working out. She's everything is done naturally around here. I cook all the time. There's no shortcuts in this house. So that's why I teach her. Yeah, so we teach her all the time. He teaches her through like actually saying you need to work hard. I teach her by presenting the outcome of working hard.
Yeah, and we keep her on a really good schedule. She has routine and structure all day long throughout what she does. She even has routines in the morning when she calls me on the phone. She has specific things she says, what she goes through, how she starts her day. Then mom cooks her something to eat. Then it's the Pledge of Allegiance. Then it's school, and then it's you handle your business.
Yep.
You know, and that's how you always done it too. So it helps.
My parents were the same way. We have structure and routine. Maybe not that strict, but it's
not
still
as strict as me at all.
We still know we do what we need to do. We have fun later. We handle our business first, no matter what.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tamiqua asked, hello Tamiqua. She asked, have you dealt with any bias amongst friends and family? If so, how did you deal with it? For me, luckily no, because besides the age thing, that was just age.
Yeah, it's just age.
Not so much with the race, because we asked interracial specific questions. So interracially, no. I got lucky because my brother was dating interracially way before I did, so they was already past that. But even before,
he was a test.
Yeah, but even before that, my parents are just not like that, and that's the thing. People assume that all people that are like 50s, 60s, and older are just naturally racist, and that's just not the case. Both my parents are from the South. Like, my mom is from Dallas, Texas. My dad is from Little Rock, Arkansas. You can't get any more Southern than that. And they grew up with actual racism.
Chattanooga, Tennessee?
Okay, you could. Nah, that's not as Southern, no, as Texas. Texas is the South. But, I mean, if you said some
Chattanooga,
Missouri,
that backwoods Southern.
If you would have,
Missouri.
If you would have said some Alabama or something, that would be different. But anyways, my parents both went through actual like racism, like KKK and all. Mm-hmm. My dad went to an integrated school for his first time when he was, I believe, a senior in high school, when the black school integrated with the white school. Yeah. So that tells you how old my parents are. And even then, always knew their whole life, it's not right to discriminate against people based on skin color. Yeah. You need to discriminate against people that are hateful, no matter what they look like. Yeah. But you don't need to discriminate against people based on something they can't control, which is be their gender, their race, and what have you.
Or sexual orientation.
They speak up for people that get discriminated against.
Well, we do too.
And we definitely do.
Yeah.
So it was never an issue with me at least, with my family. My family wasn't racist to begin with, so I looked down on that.
I grew up in the ghetto, so my folks have always been around black folk, so it's just how we're used to. My friends are the same way. Everybody's always known I was going to marry a black woman, so it's been known for a long, long time. Honestly, I think the only biases we've ever had from society is, and this is going to really suck, it's her. She gets all the biases. A few people will give me looks or say something.
Remember the one dude?
Which
at
one?
The Equalizer?
The what?
At the Equalizer, who watched that? The skinhead dude.
Oh, yeah. So we watched a movie one time and
saw the Equalizer.
And
nobody was in that theater, by the way. It was just us.
And we were laughing. I was pointing out some stuff going on in the movie because I do a lot of weapons stuff and close quarter combat, things like that. We were laughing, and these dudes come in halfway through the movie. We're all the way at the top row because, we're going to kiss and stuff like that and hang out and talk shit through the movie. They come almost 2 rows all the way up to be 2 rows in front of us and 3 seats over this way. So I don't know if the guy just was having a bad day or if he was racist. I don't want to assume, but
I'm assuming he's racist.
I'm going to state I think he had some racial tendencies.
Yeah.
He had some racial tendencies, but he's basically upset that we're laughing about the movie. He's like, "Are you going to talk through this whole movie?" And when I'm sitting down, I look a specific height, but when I stand up, I'm 6 foot tall, 230. And I stood up and said, "Yeah, I'm probably going to talk to the whole damn movie. Do you have a problem with that?" And once he saw how big I was and that I wasn't going to be intimidated by him and his little friend, they never said another word to us, and they made sure that they didn't leave the theater, the whole casino and theater, until after we did. They stayed in there and waited.
Because not to mention I'm also tall and big, so this could have been
5'10".
This could have been a couple's fight. I could have been a first brawl together, but
we'd have had to beat up him and his little boyfriend.
Yeah, so I'm like, first of all, you came all the way up to us, so you could be all the way down. Why are you even in the movie? You probably didn't even pay to see it, so do you want to really press that issue? That's the question.
So I don't get a lot of biases that way. I guess I would say what you have is called a hood pass. Like,
yeah,
people
and
don't
I have to bring that up too because opposite side of me, like. I grew up around a pretty. I grew up in a pretty diverse, like schooling wise. Like we had a little bit of everybody in there. We had white, Hispanic, Asian. It was cool. That's my whole friend group. We were all the colors. But in neighborhood wise and like growing up from a young age, only black person in the family, or only black family in the neighborhood. So everybody else is white, and I guess that kind of has set the tone for my rest of my life. I would say, like, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess that's another reason why.
But were you ever discriminated against? Is kind of what it's saying.
No, I'm saying I guess that's kind of why my parents never racist either. They weren't like, oh, you can't play with them because they're white or something. And people weren't the same way with us. They weren't like, oh, you can't play with her because she's black. Like, we were accepted everywhere we went. So. I never had an issue with race, period, with my family.
But I mean, some of the biases she's dealt with are like from.
People don't know us, first of all. That's all whatever it's going to be. It's never people that know you's going to actually say something to you. They're not bold enough to do that.
Yeah, because we'll see what those hands are about real quick.
And people that know me, like family, like extended family and all that, they know who my parents are, and they know that I'm a product of them, and they know none of us take any nonsense from anybody. We're going to call you out, and we're going to keep talking until you get the message. We're not dealing with it. So
I'd say the only biases you ever dealt with is from, like, online posts. When we post stuff together, she'll be told that she's an Uncle Tom because the way she believes, or that she's whitewashed, or she's not a black queen because she couldn't handle a black king. I think those are the only biases you ever really get.
Stuff like that.
It's like online stuff.
Yeah, it's, again, people who don't know online stuff. And that stuff doesn't bother me, like, whatsoever. I can't be bothered by names. Like, that's one thing my parents definitely made sure of. Like, we're not about to be hurt by no words. Like, people say stuff all the time. Get over it. But for me, it never bothered me. Yeah, it's always people that I don't know. So I want to say something or got something to say about why interracial dating is wrong or this and that. And I'm just like, okay, well, obviously you're still single and your soulmate's probably white. So, okay, I guess you never know. I know another person that asked, I just write down my questions. I don't think you took screenshots of my questions.
I don't remember.
But another friend of mine, Teosha, asked if we ever get like side eyes and stuff from like people out in public, like old people, like 50s and 60s.
Not
and
really.
I'm like,
I think some of them look happy when they see us together.
Yeah, not that I know of, because this is a different time period. Maybe if it was like 30, 40 years earlier, it might have been a little different, but yeah, most people are mixed by now, like those kids at least. So it's not such a big deal. And if we do get side eyes, okay.
Yeah. Usually when we go out, if it's not like a quick store trip and we're actually going out, she dresses very stunningly, so she gets those looks.
Yeah, it's not anything like, wow, like she's really with him, or wow, he's really with her. Like,
no, that one lady at Walmart was stunned that we were together. She goes, oh, "You got a white guy? Oh, you're so beautiful and he's so gorgeous." I was like, "Oh, thanks." It was an older black lady. You know, we were all there to get some chicken. That's what it is.
And then a lot of times, even if people do stare, it might not always be for a bad reason. It could be somebody that's jealous. Like, dang, I wish I had the courage to do that. Because I've gotten that a lot of times. People would message me that I know and be like, dang, I need to get me a white man and this and that. Which I don't. It's funny and I entertain it. But at the end of the day, you're not going to find anybody different based on their skin color. Like, their skin color has nothing to do with their character at all. There's no such thing as like, white men are better for this and that, black men are better for this and that. Like, it's just, people are who they are, and that's it. Their skin color is what they're painted. That's it.
Yeah, look for their characteristics, not their skin color. I'm pretty sure you guys know the speech.
Right.
Content of the character, not the skin color.
So, exactly. Like, I know this one girl was like, yeah,
you know the thing.
I dated, like, darker dudes my whole life and kept getting let down or cheated on and whatnot. Maybe I should try somebody light skinned or white. And I'm like, I don't think that's the problem. I think it's the people you choose that keep cheating on you. It's what you attract at the end of the day. And
well, that whole I have a type thing, understand that if you have a type and you repeat that type, you're going to get the same cookie cutter cupcake you just had last time.
No matter the color. It's just
it's going to be the same thing.
What your type is. Like, That's just what it comes down to.
I like jerks. I like guys that, are mentally, emotionally abusive. Well, then you're going to find guys who are mentally, emotionally abusive. That's what you're going to find.
That's true.
And women, too. Guys don't fall for toxic women. Men, guys don't fall for toxic people. Yeah. Just in general. Like, and I think that goes back to, like, the communication from earlier. Like, lay all your cards on the table from the jump. Like, tell them how you're scarred. Tell them you don't trust.
Tell them how you got hurt last time and this and that. And tell them how they cannot do that this time. Yeah. And if they're not willing to do that, you'll know because based on there'll
be an excuse. There'll be some excuse somewhere.
Are you sure you didn't? Like, don't. Okay, that's already your flags right there. You don't need to be waiting for any more, and that's it. Yeah. Call that a friendship or call it nothing and call it a day.
Yeah.
I mean, dang. But yeah, I definitely would say most of our bias comes from, unfortunately, Black people. So it is what it is. I'm calling it what it is.
I mean, if you don't put truth out there, people don't know the truth.
I'm not saying that white people have never been biased against us, but they're just not ones to say it. I'll tell you that. They ain't gonna say it. They ain't gonna say it. They might think it and maybe post about it or talk about it to somebody else, but they're definitely not gonna say it to your face or around you or make jokes about it either, because jokes.
A lot of truth is said in jest, guys. Exactly. Just remember that.
I like to joke around all the time, but I do.
Yeah, but your jokes are like off the wall. They're not like sly.
My jokes are not like stuff like that. If you're talking about somebody all the time, that means that you are obsessed with them, and you need to not do that.
Or jealous of what they have that you don't.
You're jealous. You need to understand that you're the one that's unhappy. You being unhappy is not going to transfer to somebody else and make them unhappy. You need to just accept your unhappiness, fix it for yourself, and move on. Happy people don't talk about people. That's just what it comes down to.
They're too busy doing things that make them happy.
They're busy being happy. So there is that. Anything else?
I mean,
caveats or anything?
What do you want to tell them about this? I mean,
here's some, I guess, advice maybe on how to be better about interracial relationships. So, if you are new to interracial relationships, I gotta tell them about this.
Oh, you ain't gotta tell them. Okay, maybe you gotta tell them.
Now, in order to be in an interracial relationship, we already know that it does not matter the skin color. It matters about the person.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that that's not what other people understand. You have to understand, in order to be in an interracial relationship publicly and proudly, you have to be able to be strong enough to overcome what you will face. Like, it's inevitable you're going to face criticism from somebody, whether it be your family or your friends. I was lucky enough to not have racist family to begin with. Most people I know aren't. Like, they're not that lucky. Most people have something to say about everything. And most people have told me, like, yeah, I wish I could do that, but my family would not approve. Well, I'm here to tell you, your family is not living your life. You
ain't sleeping with your family, and you ain't having offspring with your family.
Exactly. So, with that being said, I feel like you have to be a certain level of strong to even be in a relationship publicly that's interracial. A lot of people are in very secret interracial relationships because they're scared of people's comments, and that is just not right.
Well, look at Serena Williams.
Yeah, like look at Serena. She hid her fiance and now husband for I don't know when. She came up with a baby and a husband, and all of a sudden it was like, when did that happen? Because she didn't want to bring that into light because she already knew all the negativity she's going to face.
Well, that's the thing I don't understand. Like, beautiful, strong, educated woman, multi-millionaire.
She was already hated on beforehand, so what's another comment? But everybody's different. Everybody has to go through different things. That's another reason. We already know this. Black women are the most disrespected women across the board. We just disrespected left and right. Well, who said that? It's a quote by somebody. I forgot. Was it Malcolm X?
Probably Candace Owens.
No, it was before. That was like Malcolm X or something.
Michael what?
Malcolm X.
Oh, Malcolm X? I can see Malcolm.
I think it was something like that. But either way, you have to understand that. So we're already most disrespected, so there's really nothing to lose. if you want, we are disrespected. I mean, dang, how much more respect can we? What's something we haven't heard before? So you have to be strong in order to be in an interracial relationship, especially as a black woman. I feel like on the flip side of this, just looking at my brother's past relationships, he dated a lot of white women previously. It's not the same with them. Like, it's a little bit different. Like, yeah, they might face some backlash from their family, but in in general, if anything, it's the black men facing the backlash from everybody if you're dating a white woman. Like, trust me, I've been there. I've witnessed it with my brother. One time he was out, me and my brother and his girlfriend at the time, he was out bowling, and some of his old classmates from high school saw him, and they're black, by the way, and they didn't like him before anyway, so my brother was like a rock kid. Like, he played in garage bands growing up, he played guitar, he's a very talented musician. And they didn't like that because he had like all the white girls. So pretty much all the girls. Like, my brother's very handsome. He had all the girls of every color. But he saw us out with his white girlfriend, and he was having a good time, whatever. I was there as the third wheel, as I usually am.
He was always the third wheel.
And he was like, they was looking at him crazy. And I was like, why are they looking over here like that? And he was like, yeah, they don't like me because like, I date white girls. I'm like, really? Like, that's freaking ridiculous. And then I've learned, like, from that point forward, I've observed other people, even in comments and stuff on pictures of celebrities. I hate this. You see, like, an NFL player, NBA player, they have their wife. Look at Kobe Bryant, for instance. His wife, rest in peace, his wife is Hispanic. She's a Latina. People gave him crap for that his whole life. And even after the fact, like, people still hate on him to this day.
Well, he grew up a lot over Spain, speaks multiple languages.
Yeah, and even then, like, even if he didn't, like, oh, well, it's who he chose to fall in love with. He didn't even choose it. It's who he fell in love with. Like, that's who he's meant to be with.
Yeah.
And same thing with other celebrities and stuff that end up having a white spouse or something like that. You think they went out there and chose to be with a white person so they can get made fun of every day or get talked about every day? People don't choose that. They don't choose they fall in love with. They fall in love with who they fall in love with, and that's that. So who are you to judge them based upon that? Like, that's dumb. Let them love who they're gonna love.
Well, some advice I'll give to relationship wise. Again, get all your cards on the table. Don't hide nothing. Be straightforward. What type of relationship you want, what you want to build, where you see yourself in 5-10 years. And super, super big key, guys. And I made this mistake. Don't have children out of wedlock. It's just more difficult on the kids. It's more difficult on the whole situation. Wait till you get married to have kids, and that'll make your life a lot easier, let alone your relationships. Because then when you're with the girl, she'll know that, hey, I'm here for the long haul. I want to get married. Then we can have kids. And same for women. Like, if you want to have a child with me, you got to put a ring on it.
Right.
As I did and she did. Yeah, we got rings.
And another thing with that, you cannot force people to marry you either. Like, don't be trying to put no time limit on marriage and stuff. I've heard plenty of girls I know do that with their man, and I mean, they got married. I don't mean it's going to last. I mean, come on, you can't pressure somebody into doing something that big. That's a big commitment. It's literally a business contract. But yeah, so a marriage is a legal document, and people will say, it's just a piece of paper. It's not that important. Mm-hmm. It's very much important. Stop saying that. I know a lot of people have experienced failed marriages. Their parents got divorced, this and that. That don't mean you get to talk mess about other people's relationships. Marriage is very much a positive thing. Don't look at it as anything less than positive. That's all it is. It's positive. There's nothing negative about it unless you go into it forced. Unless you go into it not in love. That would be negative. But again, that's not a marriage. That's some kind of weird situation.
I would say look at the marriages of people you know, and look at the marriages of people that are successful. If you want to be successful, do what successful people do. Everybody I know that's very wealthy has a contract. This is what our marriage is. These are the parameters of it. Don't step outside of these parameters. Stay inside them, and we will still respect each other. We will build something.
And that is what vows are. They're not just words you say to express your love like a poem or something. You say them because you mean them.
And you're committing that to the other person. I will do these things.
That's you saying what you promise to do. It's like if you were in court or something. I will do this and that.
And I won't do this or that.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that.
And you guys treat it like a business opportunity, because that's what it is. If you plan on spending the next 20 to 50 years with this person, you're going to build something. You're going to create some kind of asset together, whether it be a home or a couple cars. Treat it like a partnership in a business. Not to mention you're filling out taxes together, so there you are. I don't know how much more business you could be than that. So you have both your names on a legal document that can get you sent to jail if you fill it out wrong. I feel like that should be
reason enough to call it a business. So treat it as such. Treat it as a partnership, not a dictatorship. Definitely don't go into it depending on one or the other. Like, you shouldn't be dependent on. I shouldn't be dependent on you. You shouldn't be dependent on me.
No, she can do her own thing. I can do my own thing. We both
should
make
be
our
able.
own money.
If something were to go wrong, we should both be able to walk away from it and be like we were before, or at least close. We should not be like, oh, well, if I leave him, I guess I'll be homeless, or whatever the case may be. Like, you need to have your own things before and after the fact, if there is an after.
Build you before you build a relationship.
Yeah,
that's a big thing. I'd say build you before you build a relationship.
Yeah, and that goes on all across the board. So emotionally build yourself, financially build yourself, physically build yourself, physically build yourself too.
Yeah.
I mean, dang. Yeah, go ahead and get yourself together before you get into a committed relationship. Have fun if you want. Have little flings, what have you. But if you're trying to be in a committed relationship and leading to marriage, you need to be 100% ready. You can't be still getting your stuff together. That's not going to work.
Yeah, because all you're going to do is accidentally do something wrong while getting yourself together. And that might be a mistake your partner's not willing to accept.
See, in our relationship, people could say the same thing with me. Like, well, weren't you not together yet because you're so young? Actually, no, I'm very much together. While I was young and still, like, we didn't get married till after I graduated college. I've been graduated for 2 years now, and we got married. He proposed earlier than I thought he would while I was still in college, but we already knew it wasn't going to happen like that year. We're going to wait until I'm ready to do that, because for one, weddings are expensive. We didn't even have a big one. But still,
it was gorgeous though, and you planned it perfectly.
I planned the whole wedding, but it still was a beautiful wedding, and you just need to be ready mentally and financially. So if we were to get married right when he proposed to me when I was still in college, we would have still been. Who knows what we've been doing by now? Like,
I'd have still been in a court, I'd have still been in a court battle. You'd have still been living with your parents. Yeah,
I would have still been trying to get my car paid off and this and that. Like, it would not have been a good situation. We had to wait until we were fully ready. We knew we were right for each other. Yeah. But there's always more to learn. We haven't lived with each other yet. So that's why we moved in together before we got married, so we could see, is it really going to work? We have to live separately or what? But no, we live fine. We work together perfectly. And that's another thing. People are like, no relationship is perfect. You're right. But our relationship is about as perfect as it can be. So I don't know any real way it's unperfect. Is that
6 years, no arguments?
Yeah, we don't argue. We just have like bouts of funny disagreements. It's not even like a full-on like serious disagreement at that. We're just like, whatever.
Well, we've never done anything to hurt the other person.
Yeah, so it's nothing like that. If anything, we're disagreeing on like an opinion. Okay.
And then we'll both state our opinion, and then we'll state our facts, why we believe this, and a lot of times the other person changes their mind. Because
again, I'm not somebody that's just going to stick on something especially if I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm going to be like, I'm not going to pretend I know this. Like, tell me what you know about it and let me go look it up and fact check you. And I fact check. So you go tell me what you're going to say. I'm going to fact check and then I will make my opinion accordingly. So and that's what we do. And that's how I think it should be done across the board. Don't be stuck in your ways. You should be malleable. You should be teachable, coachable, all of that. You should be able to change your mind when presented with new information.
Yeah, and if your partner cannot come to the table on a situation you can't agree on, and you can't talk about it and give facts and debate and things like that, and they're like, I just can't stand it, then you know what? You're probably in the wrong relationship.
And I hate to say it, but I know this is going on right now because the election is coming up.
Oh, God.
I know this is going on because people are doing this right now with their own friends, and that's ridiculous as is. You can't get any lower than that. You over here debating, or not even debating, you're just telling people what to do. Telling people how to believe what to do because for some reason you think that's correct. Maybe whether it's correct or not, you think it's correct, so you think everybody else should think it's correct. Don't do that to people. That's not right. At the end of the day, none of that matters. So, okay, your person doesn't win or their person wins. What's going to happen after the fact? You're just going to be like, my person should have won. You should have voted for him. They didn't win because of you. Like, what are you going to do after the fact? Like, what does that accomplish? Nothing. I see people that have literally dropped people in their family and like their friend group they've known their whole life because they didn't want to post this and that. They didn't want to post that black square on June 2nd in support of Black Lives Matter. First of all, that did not support a single black life by posting a black square. None of us survived any day further because of that black square is posted. So cut that out. Second of all, what is that showing you as the friend that is being exiled because they didn't want to follow the trend? It's showing you that the person was never your friend to begin with, unless you're a follower.
Well, they're controlling and toxic.
Yeah, it's controlling and
toxic.
toxic.
Either do what I say or leave.
And I don't like that, so don't be doing that.
That means they like dictatorships.
Yeah, and those people are going to be the same way in relationships as well. So steer clear from those people. I made a mental note of everybody that did that stuff. Like, that's crazy to me.
You act crazy
that's
around
crazy
us or tell us that if we don't think the way you think, especially, and I hate to say it, but a lot of people we know just your IQ points are a lot lower than ours, and you can't research.
Right. Doesn't mean we're going to treat you differently unless you try to do something that's going to be like challenging, like trying to challenge or something. Be like, haha, I'm smarter than you. And be like, oh, really? Because you're not. Yeah. We'll call you out on it, but we're not going to be like, well, yeah, they're not quite there yet. Let's not talk to them anymore. We're going to be like, okay, we'll help them if they ask for it. We're not going to go out of our way to try to prove them wrong. That's not nice either. Like, let people believe what they're going to believe and leave them alone. People are going to come around if they want to come around to what you believe. If they don't want to, they're not going to. Simple as that. Doesn't mean you leave them alone. Doesn't mean you only stick with people that talk the same way as you or believe the same way as you. You need different opinions in order to become a more evolved human being. Period. You can't just hang around the same people.
One big thing for me, and I'm just going to ask people to watch this, stop with the bullshit. If somebody thinks different than you, especially a black person, don't call them an Uncle Tom. They're not a coon.
Say it again.
They're not a race traitor.
Say it again.
Because she's black with a white man. She's not a bed wench. And I know some of y'all heard that, some of y'all haven't. Don't say they're not a queen or they ain't black or they skin folk, but they ain't kin folk. You're fucking racist.
Yeah.
If you're judging everything based on somebody's skin color instead of their mental capability and their characteristics as a good person, and you're saying you're skin folk and not kin folk, you're racist. Because you're basing everything upon skin color, which is what racism is.
And I don't like that on the reverse side of that either. Like, don't be trying to be friends with me because I'm black. Like, what?
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
I don't want you around me either then. Like, I don't care what you looking like.
I need one good black friend.
I need more black friends. Like, I'm not a token. Like, I'm good. I might have looked like one previously in other relationships, but at the end of the day, I like the people and they happen to be different color than me.
And they always treated you good too. Like, I don't know any of your high school friends that are disrespectful.
Yeah, like we might have fallen off, but we never like had a big blow up. No. But
she got roasted.
But even then, it wasn't much of a blow up. It was kind of like a nonchalant, and that was it. I don't like to fight with people. Like I do, and that's the thing.
I do.
We're both very much confrontational. I will confront you head on. I'll be like, "What's your problem? What's the issue?" But at the end of the day, I don't want to fight you. I want you to just tell me what the problem is and be done with it.
Now, I believe in mutual combat, and I think it needs to be a state law in every single state because I promise you,
I agree on that. I just don't want to get to that point with people. I wish people would just voice their problems and not try to like dodge it. That's my problem because women do that. Men will fight you. Yeah. And I am okay with that. But
a lot more men get punched in the mouth. Yeah.
Women, they'll just do whatever, throw shade, do this and that, but they'll never tell you exactly what happened, like what went wrong. What did I do to hurt you? Ghost. They'll say nothing. Yeah. Or they'll just be like, it's nothing. I'm like, no, obviously it's something. What is it? And then you'll never hear from them again. I hate that. Just say what the issue is.
And I would say know the difference between shade and somebody trying to better you. Like if you're really, really, really overweight, which I was. I blew out my knee playing football. I got overweight. My best friend Mark, shout out Mark, basically kept calling me a fat ass. Like, hey fat ass. I'm like, hey dick. You know what I mean? Just what it was. And I've dropped 100 pounds. I've gotten in better shape. She knows how to bake keto food because we both got onto keto and got into better shape. Like, if they're trying to better you, that's a friend. If they're telling you, oh, everything's fine, and you look around and your life is falling apart, I promise you everything's not fine. They just want to keep you there because they either look at you as, hey, I'm better than them, or they're like, hey, at least I got company down here at the bottom. Especially
women, they love to do that.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I try to help everybody I can. I don't do it unsolicitedly, though. I don't want people to feel bad about themselves. So there's a way to do that without making them feel bad. people aren't going to respond to being called a fast all the time.
Only if they're your friends.
Yeah, like if they have that relationship beforehand like they do, then that's different, but most women aren't going to like that. So instead, if they, like, a lot of people ask me, they're like, oh, what do you do to do this? Like, what kind of foods do you be cooking to lose weight? Or what is your routine for working out and this and that? And I tell them.
She cooks brownies and they're delicious and they got avocado in them and I lose weight.
And I'll tell them exactly what I do. Like, I literally have offered to take them grocery shopping, go grocery shopping with them. I'm like, do you need a Sam's Club membership? I can get you that. Like, let's go together. I'll go shopping with you. I've gone shopping with my friends before. Other people I just offered and they didn't take my advice. And I left it at that. Like, I'm not going to keep pestering you on it. Like, you didn't want it, obviously. You would have took it.
Don't be an asshole.
But I don't, at the same time, I want to just be like, man, you kind of getting up there. You might want to go ahead and be on this diet. Like, that's not nice either. Like, maybe they're going through something else. I know I gained weight from birth control. Nothing to do with my diet, okay? So I know that's not a problem that necessarily a keto diet could fix. It was more like keto diet plus getting off birth control pills helped. But I'm not going to do anything unsolicited. I let people come to me, and that's that. But again, you need to understand people are trying to look out for you.
Yeah.
So even if I don't come to you with the information, I'm still not going to just give you a bunch of compliments for no reason. I can be like, oh, knowing that you done gained like 50 pounds, be like, dang, are you looking good? Like, I'm going to be like, compliment you on something else in your life that's going on. Like, dang, I see you out there, you got that new job. Something like that. I'm not going to do like, call it out, but I'm also not going to give you no false hope either. So
and the same goes with your partner. Like, if your partner tells you, hey, you ain't do the dishes again, they're trying to help you stay clean, help you keep things right. But go about it a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, be respectful about it. Like, hey, babe, you messed up those dishes. I just cooked last night. I washed all the dishes. Those are your dishes. Can you knock those out? Keep your stuff clean. Keep your clothes off the floor. Like, one, it helps with depression. A lot of people don't know that, but a cleaner home will keep you less depressed.
Very much so. I agree with that.
And that's your partner trying to help you. Now, don't be a jerk about it. You know what I mean? And go off the hinges with the way you're communicating.
Yeah, don't start doing things like, and that's why your daddy left you, blah, blah, blah. Like, don't start doing stuff like that. Like don't go
beyond roasting them to another level. Like, you can roast them because you should be able to roast who you with.
All the time, but it's not anything crazy or disrespectful. It's not anything like that. Like, we don't demean each other. We don't make each other feel small. We're just like, okay, you need to do this. Like, you're supposed to
fix that.
You're supposed to do this, so go ahead and do it.
Yeah. And personal accountability is super huge in a relationship.
You can't just. Let me tell you this. Everybody be talking about my wife be nagging me all the time. Okay, maybe that's true. Yeah, exactly. What are you doing? And are you taking responsibility for your lack of responsibilities? Like, okay, what happened? She keeps telling me to do the laundry. Okay, why is that? Because the laundry always filled up. And I don't never do it. Well, there you go. There's your answer. Okay, like, it's not a nag. It's a nag now because she probably told you nicely a bunch of times, like, hey, can you just go ahead and throw that in the laundry in the washer, and you just didn't do it. So now she's nagging you.
You have to tell me to stop doing the laundry.
Yeah. Can you stop? Get too many clothes to fold. But it's not that. You've listened too late. So that's what it came down to. You need to start listening the first time around.
Yeah. Get it the first time. Get it, and make sure you deliver the message clear the first time too, guys. Like, guys and gals, whoever's watching it. Like, deliver the message the proper way the first time, so you don't got to repeat yourself.
Yeah.
And if you notice you're continuously repeating yourself with your partner, but nobody else in your life is making you repeat yourself, they clearly understand you, it's your partner.
Yeah, so you guys need to go ahead and sit down and figure out why they're not listening to you.
Communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Maybe not understanding you. Maybe you're not talking clearly like I don't.
You talk clearly. Sometimes you just talk too fast.
I talk
for yourself.
Extremely fast. Yeah. I get that from my mom. That's a southern problem. But you just need to communicate effectively.
Yeah.
Because people to say communication is key, they don't tell you how to communicate. And then you need to understand how people want to be loved, because everybody's different. Yeah,
love your partner the way they want to be loved, not the way you want to be loved.
Because we all come from different backgrounds. Like me, I came from a very loving household. It was just a love fest all the time.
Must have been
everybody.
Nice.
Like, it's still to this day. My mom just called me just to check up on me to say, hey, what's going on? What you doing today? Like, things like that. Yeah. Frank, on the other hand, came up totally opposite. Yeah. And while a lot of people that come up this way end up using that as an excuse or
don't repeat the cycle. Don't repeat
to be the way they are, to be unloving and this and that. You have the choice to either repeat, like you said, repeat the cycle, or to become better. Like, you don't have to go through that again. You don't have to have your kids go through that. You can be the one to change that and make a loving household. Personally,
if you're 14 years old, anything you do past 14 is on you. You're personally accountable for that.
You know what's
I was raised up horribly. It was not nice. It wasn't beautiful in storybook endings or anything like that. I know what it's like to be homeless. My daughter will never know that. Our son, who she's pregnant with now, Zaven, will never know that, because I know how to break that cycle. I know what they did. I know what not to repeat. So if you're repeating your parents' mistakes, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And that's just that simple. You're an adult. You're grown. Personal accountability.
And that goes right back to the marriage thing. People saying, marriage isn't for me. I don't believe in marriage and this and that because their parents got divorced, or maybe their parents never married or something. I don't know.
I mean, it's not for everybody, that's for sure.
Again,
but
you have to be ready.
How else are you going to be that happy?
You have to be ready, though, and everybody's ready. People never get ready. Sometimes they'll be old and the wedding not supposed to happen after ours, like a couple months after ours. We went to our tasting. We saw a couple there that was like about 70 about to get married. I'm like, see, some people just wait too long, or some people just weren't ready until then. Like, maybe they took their whole lives to finally come around and be like, you know what, I need to go ahead and mature and find out what I want in life and who I want in life. It took them that long. It's not too late for you, is what I'm saying. You're not too late. Don't look at your other friends' timeline and think that should be yours. Like, not everybody finishes at the same time.
Yeah.
Or, finishes at the same time, figuratively. Not everybody's end is a marriage. Not everybody's end is a family. But, move on your own time, but understand that you do need to move. You can't just be stuck in the same spot for the rest of your life.
Yeah, so if you want a healthy relationship and you want a marriage, those are probably some good key points to start with. And then build off of what works for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, communicate honestly. However, you two have to communicate honestly. So, yeah. I mean, any other advice?
Like I said, if you did not see a positive example growing up,
find them
or create them.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Read. I promise you, no matter what you've been through, if you read books on how to be better, you'll find out how to be better. Lots of rich people and lots of smart people write books that give out free advice. And if you weren't rich or you weren't smart growing up and you want to be, go to people who have these success principles and follow them.
Yeah, don't be listening to people that are in the same boat as you. You're not going to get anywhere with that. If anything, you might even go down. So
misery loves company.
Yeah, so I don't understand when people take advice from their friends that aren't doing any better than them. Like, why would you listen to them? There's nothing to look up to. And that's another reason why I'm with Frank, because he is older, and that doesn't always equal maturity.
No.
Know that, too.
Yeah.
Old age does not equal maturity. They could be about 30 years older than you and be mentally about 50 years younger than you. So, it doesn't really mean anything. But one of the reasons why I'm attracted to Frank is because he is so smart. I have somebody to learn from. My mom always told me, you need to hang around people, whether it be romantically or just friends. Hang around people you can learn from, not people that are just the same as you. You're not going to get any better in life that way. And that's very true.
Sapiosexual.
Yeah, that's attraction of the mind. Yep. But yeah, looking back, I didn't get anything from my friends. Besides good times, I didn't get no
memories.
Knowledge. Yeah. Besides, I didn't get any knowledge on life. Besides, I actually had one friend that did, which passed away. She was very much Helena. She was very much very, very, very intelligent woman, and I did learn a lot from her. I actually looked up to her business-wise. She already had a business going before she passed away. But in general, the rest of my friends, we had great times, great memories. We still do. But do I look up to them in the same way? Not so much. I look up to myself. I look up to my parents. I look up to my husband. Yeah. I look up to people that are like celebrities like Lady Gaga and stuff like that. People that actually are somebody outside of the camera. They're people, like real people that have actually come up from something.
I like your newest influence.
No. And,
oh, you don't want to tell nobody that? You gonna be in the closet on me?
And yeah, I like Candace Owens. She's cool. She has what I like about her is that she's not afraid to say what's on her mind, and that's exactly how I am. I don't like people are so afraid to say what's on their mind.
But
these
there's
days.
truth behind what she says.
Yeah,
though.
but people are just in general. People are afraid to say what's on their mind because they're scared of what's
cancel culture.
who's going to cancel them or whatever, what have you. I might lose friends over this, but like, okay, I don't even preface anything I say with that because guess what? If you was willing to leave me over a statement, you're not my friend anyways.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just the way it is. But anyways, yeah, you need to look up to people. You need to be in a relationship with somebody you can learn from. Period. They can be the same age as you. They don't have to be older. Be with somebody that's going to teach you something valuable in life.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to help you grow, not just financially either.
and
like
no,
grow mentally.
And no matter how much smarter you are, more mature you are than your partner, you're going to grow with them.
Yeah,
like,
it should not be a race. Shouldn't be a competition.
She's taught me how to be nicer to people, which is a growth for me, especially for me. She's taught me how to word things a little better because I would just straight come out and call you a dumbass if you said something really dumb. But then I had to remember not everybody has been blessed with the ability to research, study, and gain more knowledge from when they grew up. Some people stay stuck there. And I had to forget, just because I came from the bottom and didn't stay stuck there, I think everybody has the same capability. They do, but some don't apply it. And I had to remember that. And she taught me a lot of that. And that's growth. That's maturity. And you're going to grow with your partner no matter which one's the smarter one or the more emotionally mature one. There's just growth. And if you're not growing together, I mean, hopefully you're happy. I mean, because we grow all the time, like every day. And it's just, it adds to our happiness.
Yeah, you're not really going to get anywhere if you're not growing every day. You're just going to be having fun. And that's nothing wrong with that, but just understand that's what it is. You're not going to be having no longevity with it. It's just going to be a fun thing to do. Some time waster, time spender. But it's not going to be a long-term valuable relationship at the end of the day, whether that be friends or romantic relationship.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only thing I can say is be accountable.
Yeah.
Be accountable for who you are and what you do.
Anything left for interracial, though?
Interracial,
it's hard to do that.
Interracial is so like not a thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's not really a focal point of the relationship unless you're on the outside. So, like on the inside relationship, it should just be like anything else. Like you're just two people that are in love.
Be happy.
Simple as that.
Yeah, and if somebody hits you or your partner with them sly comments like, "Oh, you a race trader," or you
wouldn't understand because you ain't got a black man or this and that.
I'll tell you right now, the minute somebody tells you that you can't understand their situation because you're either not the same gender or the same race they are, get that person out of your life because they are degrading your mental capability and empathy as a human being to look at a situation and be like, that's really bad, and I hope that doesn't happen to anybody else again. They're basically saying you couldn't understand that because you're not a gender or a race. If that person is telling you that, and I'm sorry if you love them, but they gotta go because that's toxic. They're degrading you as a person and your mental capabilities as well.
Yeah, because they're going to take that and run with it. They're going to be doing whatever now because they said that you can't understand and be like, see, I'm doing this because
you just don't understand.
You would know if you could understand, but you couldn't because, you're not this. Interracial is not really a thing that is brought up unless you are not in the relationship. It's like something that somebody notices about the relationship. Oh, they're interracial. But you in the relationship is not going to think about this every day, really ever. You shouldn't be, at least. You shouldn't be like, well, dang, he's not going to understand me like that because he's white. Like, what? Your skin color should not go beyond your outside. Like, it should not be what's in here. And for you to think that is kind of racist on yourself.
and don't let the interracial part be the part of your entire relationship's
it shouldn't be.
identity.
It's not a novelty. It's not, you shouldn't be like, oh, I need to get me a white woman, I need to get me a black man. Like, it shouldn't be that. It should be, I need to give me somebody that understands me and I understand them and we go together.
And we're going to be happy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. It shouldn't be based on the skin color. We didn't choose each other based on skin color necessarily.
No.
He is attracted to black women. I am attracted to white women or white men.
You do love Lady Gaga a little too much.
I'm attracted to literally everybody else. So every other color had a chance. Essentially, it wasn't like, oh, I had to find me a white man with blue eyes and brown hair. Like that was the only one that can get this. Like it wasn't that at all. It happened to be this way, but it wasn't. That's the only way I'm looking. Like tunnel vision for those people only. It's not that, and it shouldn't be that for you either. That's not. You're gonna eliminate all of your blessings that way.
I'd say have some moral parameters of who you want to be with.
Yeah, you should want a character list. I want them to be this and that, but nothing should be physical about it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because you may prefer that. There's nothing wrong with the preference. Yeah. But you should not make that a requirement. They have to be okay.
They gotta be 6'3" or else.
And you know what?
Okay.
I gotta say,
now you're gonna be real sad.
That's hypocritical on my end because I have said that. As a tall woman, I am 5'10". I can't be around somebody shorter than me. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would work, but at the same time, I wouldn't know unless I tried it. So, but it's okay. I want to try it. So I'm I got blessed. But I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't be worried about their outside appearance, because for me that says you're worried about other people's opinions, not so much your own.
Worry about their character, because that's what you're going to go to bed with every night. That's who's going to be in the household building something with you. And when you both turn 50 plus and the testosterone and the estrogen levels drop and that little belly pops out, you got to understand if you're going to be able to stand with that asshole or not. Because either he was an asshole before or now he's one now, and now you just spent 30 years with him and you don't want to be there.
He was a good looking one before.
Like, he was a good looking asshole before. Yeah.
Like, no, you need to be able to deal with his actual insides too. That's not saying the outside don't matter, because it definitely matters. And I'd be dumb of us to say it didn't, because we know dang well it does.
Yeah.
But
you can have preferences, but I'd say
you
character.
Need to understand the character matters more.
Yeah, character is where you should draw the line on the partner you're looking for.
Yeah.
What does this partner have? What do they offer? What do they bring to the table? How can we benefit each other?
And please do this before you create children with them.
Oh God, yes, please.
Take it from him. He knows this.
Yeah.
He had to learn the hard way.
Yeah. Well, the mother of my child basically did some things, and she wasn't the person I thought she was, and that's
and people, they can deceive you. That's very true, but that's another reason why you don't just jump into stuff. You don't just be like, well, sure, I liked him. Everything was good up until now, and you know, I might as well get married because we like each other so much. Like, don't be doing that. You need to learn, literally, the good, bad, and ugly. Everybody always says that, but it's real, it's true. You need to learn how they deal with everything, because people change with different things happen to them. People would get traumatized by different things. You need to see if that's going to be a deal breaker in the long run.
But don't let your trauma dictate who you are and accept bad things out of you. Like, that's just because you went through something don't mean that's okay.
Don't let that affect you to that degree that you change as a whole person. You might, I mean, you're definitely going to change for like that time period that you're going through it while you're trying to heal. You're going to be like a little bit different, but you should not give you a whole personality change, what we're trying to say.
Yeah. and don't let it dictate who you become in the future either.
And that's it. So thank you for watching.